Okay, guys, so it's 8 o'clock, time for us to get started. So I'm just going to share my screen and we'll get on with it. So let's just put this on slideshow and we're good to go. Okay, so good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's presentation. My name is Roger Garth, and it's my pleasure to be your host for the call tonight. So we're going to share with you tonight an opportunity, a way for you to make an extra income from the comfort of your own home, or comfort of your own phone, to be perfectly honest with you, anywhere in the world, wherever is convenient for you. So just imagine, if you would, if absolutely anything were possible. What would you do if there was absolutely anything possible to you? What would you do? What kind of freedoms would you be looking for? And the flip side of that is, what kind of challenges are you facing today? What sorts of things are stopping you from doing what it is you want to do? I know when I worked in a full-time job, the biggest problem that I had, and the thing that really got to me more than anything else, was the fact that I had a boss who effectively told me what time I had to get up in the morning, what time I had to go to work, how long I had to stay there, what time he'd allow me to go home, and then effectively told me how much money I'd have left to spend at the end of the month after I paid all of my bills, because he dictated my salary. Those are the problems that I faced and everyone else is facing today in a regular job. And if you're facing those sort of things, have you ever thought that you were meant to do something more than that? Life was meant to be about more than just that. That's what most of us think. 85% of the people in the world don't feel happy or satisfied with the jobs that they have. They dread waking up every day. And I know what it feels like, because I've been there and I felt that myself in the past. So what if there was another way? What if things could be different? Because if 85% of people are like that, then there are other people who are doing something different. And there is a better way, a simpler way, and that's what we do. We build better lives for people. We have to look at this slide and just think about this for a second. The fact is that 95% of people in the world actually have a job. Whether they work for someone else or whether they work for themselves, they have a job. And what that means is they have to go out, work a certain amount of hours a day to get paid, and they're effectively trading time for money. And if they stop working, the money stops coming in. The other 5%, they're the business owners and the investors. Now, as far as they're concerned, they don't have to turn up at a particular time. The money keeps coming in, come what may. If they take a week off, or if they take a month off, or if they take a year off, the money still keeps coming in. The crazy thing is that that's only 5% of the people in the world, but that 5% earns 95% of the money in the world. And then 95% of people working for jobs only get paid 5% between them. That seems unfair and it seems out of balance. Well, we're going to show you how you can do something about that. So have you ever heard of the exchange markets? If you've ever heard of the exchange markets, then something that blew me away was the figures that are involved in those exchange markets and the billions of pounds that are turned over every single day. So there's a question on there. Guess how many zeros there are in a trillion? And when I first thought about that, I didn't know how many there were in a zero, but 12 zeros in a trillion. That's longer than your telephone number if you put the dialing code in it, and even if you put the country code in it. It's a huge, huge number. Now on the screen here, it tells me that the foreign exchange market is worth 5.3 trillion a day, but that's actually slightly out of date, because about a month ago, a new set of figures were published by Bloomberg. And they said in 2019, the foreign exchange market is now worth $6.6 trillion every single day turned over on the Forex market. There are billions upon billions of dollars made and lost every single day in the Forex market. That's a market that's open 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. It opens at 10 p.m. on Sunday night, and it closes at 10 p.m. Oh, sorry, 10 p.m. Sunday night it opens, 10 p.m. Friday night it closes. But in between, it's open 24 hours a day all around the world. And it's a market that you can engage in, you can work in that, and you can be involved in the market without actually owning any physical money. Now, there's another market that's also growing towards $1 trillion, and that's the cryptocurrency market. And you may have heard of that. You've probably heard of Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is the biggest single cryptocurrency known. And at the moment, there are literally thousands of cryptocurrencies on the market. They make big news from time to time. But those markets are also available. You can trade on those markets too, again, without owning physical money. And you can capitalize on those. I'm going to skip past that right now. Now, as far as we're concerned, we actually teach you how to work in those markets and how to capitalize on those markets. We actually have our own website with our own educators there, people who will teach you how to actually trade in these markets and how to make money from it. We actually have more than 100 full-time educators who again work pretty much 24 hours a day, Monday to Friday, because we've got people working in different time zones all around the world. What that means to you is no matter where you are or when you are, there's someone who can teach you how to make money in these marketplaces. So IM stands for International Markets, and iMarkets is literally one of the best companies out there in the market because of the number of traders that we actually have. We have more than 100 professional traders. In addition to the educators, we've got 100 professional traders who actually research the markets and send signals out to us on a daily basis and teach you how to do that. We do give you mentors who will actually teach you how to make money, and they'll hold you by the hand and they'll take you step by step through everything that you need to know to make money. The fact that we're going to send trades out to you and we're going to tell you exactly what to do on a step-by-step basis means that you get to earn money whilst you're learning. We've got a number of apps that you can attach to your phone, and simply by using your phone, you get signals that come through on one app. You take those signals, copy them, whether you copy them down on a piece of paper, whatever you want to do, just jot them down. Then you open a different app and you put those numbers into it and you keep whatever profits you make. We literally have thousands upon thousands of people. At last count, we were at 125,000 people around the world sharing in this business, who are all making money on a daily basis. And I actually got to attend a meeting about a month ago in London, and myself and a few friends traveled down to London, and we saw 2,000 people just from the UK who were absolutely hyper excited at the possibilities of what they've got right now. Now, there's a cost attached to being involved in this, and the cost is fairly simple and straightforward. To get started, it's going to cost you $225, and it's going to cost you $165 a month subscription. We're quoting dollars because it's a US-based company. It's about £40 a week it's going to cost you to get started. However, that subscription is effectively optional, because if you introduce 2 friends to the business as well and show them how they can make some extra money, the fact that you've introduced 2 friends means that you'll get your subscription paid for you. There is an option to become an independent business owner. Again, I'm going to touch on that in a second. But we can do, as we said, we can introduce 2 people. And let me skip past that. Introduce 2 people and you don't have to pay that subscription for you. But if you do want to go for the business side of it as well, introduce the business side into it, and you can find 3 people. If you find 3 people, we will actually pay you $150 every single month. That's $37.50 per week, just for introducing some people over and above anything that you make out of trading. Now, beyond that, if they want to do the same thing, they can go and introduce some people as well. But we'll call that your network of people, your team, because you've introduced 3 people. If they introduce 3 each themselves, they'll all get $150, but you'll actually get $600 a month. That's $150 a week coming through to you that you can actually put into the markets and trade with that yourself again. And as that gets bigger and bigger, as more people introduce more people, you will find that you're getting more. By the time you've got a total group of 30 people, then you're actually going to be earning $250 every single week without you doing anything. That's besides anything that you make from placing trades. So to get started with us, we have 2 packages. We've got a Platinum Starter Pack and an Elite Starter Pack. To be perfectly honest with you, when we introduce people into the business, we tell everyone to go for the Platinum Starter Pack first of all. You don't need everything that's in the Elite Pack. Later on, as you understand more about this, you may decide that you want some of those extra features and those extra facilities. But for the moment, we're more interested in actually getting you making money. And with the Platinum Starter Pack, you can make money more or less from day one. So that package is going to cost you $225 to get started. That's about £150, £160. Once you've got that, we're going to plug you into a training program. We'll teach you what a trade is, how it actually works, what the currency pairs are, how they work. We'll teach you how to place a trade, and we'll teach you how to profit from it. We'll tell you all the numbers that you need to know. The whole process of teaching will actually take a matter of minutes at a time to learn each individual step. And you'll find that from getting started, you can be placing your first trade within probably half an hour or so. When you first get started, we don't ask you to risk any money or anything else like that. We're going to teach you how to trade with a demo account first and foremost until you're ready to go live. Once you're ready to go live, you'll start making real profits, and you get to keep 100% of the profits that you make. Beyond that, all the help that you need is there to move it on to the next level, and you can ask for help whenever you want. Again, 24 hours a day, there's always someone there to answer your questions. That's an introduction to what the business is, and it's really quite simple. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen right now because that side of it is a very simple, straightforward introduction. However, what I want to do right now is introduce you to someone who's been involved in this industry for a number of years now. And in the time that he's been involved in the industry, he's made a substantial amount of money. He's actually taught tons and tons of people how to do exactly what we're talking about right now. So without any further ado, I'm going to introduce you to someone who I first met a few months ago now. He's from the United States. His name is Joe Gomez. Joe, if you want to put your camera on so that we can see you. Perfect, we can see you. Just unmute yourself. Fabulous. Okay, so Joe, I'm going to pass it over to you if you want to share your screen.
Yeah, let me exit the full screen real quick. Pull this up. Can you see that?
Can't see it yet.
Okay. Let me. What about, give me 1 second, guys. Can you see my desktop yet?
I'll see anything just yet. Once you've actually done it, guys, just for the sake of clarification, Joe's using a new system. He's not quite used to it yet. So, Joe, go full screen and use. We can see you now. We can see your screen. So if you just want to share Keynote, fabulous. We can see that. I'm going to shut up and leave it to you, my friend.
Are we good?
Yep, we absolutely are.
Perfect, perfect. All right, guys. All right. Hope everyone's doing well. I am super excited to do this training. And Roger, you did an absolute phenomenal job on nailing the opportunity of I Am Academy. I mean, it is actually a phenomenal opportunity. And when I sit back and I think that people have the opportunity to make money, whether they recruit or don't recruit is irrelevant. If they just simply use the service, it works. And, you know, many of us were involved with the company. Some were involved with the company before this, that they had the vision of doing what we're actually doing now. They had the vision of being able to have a service where everybody was able to take opportunity and copy the experts and have the opportunity to get what the experts got. But reality, most of their services weren't actually doing that. You know, I've been checking out I Am Academy for a while now. I'm in several different trades as we speak. I grew my account by 60% in a little less than 48 hours. Now, that doesn't happen all the time. You know what I mean? That does not happen all the time. But the possibility is that it can happen. That's taking the accurate lot sizes and everything like that you're going to learn from I Am Academy. But I want you guys to understand something. You've seen how hard it was for me to connect my presentation to this computer. Roger did it so easy, but for somebody like me, this is very technical. And I am able to execute these trades by copying and paste Anybody can do it. And so with that being said, there's also another side of this. And I'm going to talk to everybody tonight about recruiting. And I don't even always like the word recruiting. I like the, sharing, sharing the service with people, talking to people. And here's what I think about recruiting. Everybody thinks that they have to be a great salesperson. They have to be a great recruiter. They have to be all these things. Well, in fact, you don't have to be. In fact, most of you are already recruiting people without even realizing it. You're either recruiting people to a new restaurant. You're either recruiting people to check out the new shoes, or you're recruiting people to go check out the new car. Or anytime you share something that you like or that you're passionate or that you're excited about, that's recruiting somebody. That's sales, my friends. Just you don't look at it like that. And so when we talk about recruiting mastery, how to grow your business, how to work your business, I want to teach you how to work your business while working your job. See, many people want to get in network marketing and they want to make a lot of money, but they don't have somebody who's helping them build their fortune while they're working their job. And I hope that makes sense to you, because most people are working. They're working either 40 hours a week or they're working 80 hours a week. Look, here's what I know. There's usually two kinds of workers in this type of, in any business, right? You have the number one that works 40 hours per week, right? They go home, they watch TV, they do their hobbies, whether it's golfing, bowling, baseball, they do whatever they want to do, right? They do their hobbies. That's person number one. Person number two, somebody works 60 to 70 hours per week, plus has a family, et cetera, et cetera. Those are usually the two type of people that you're going to get that are working, right? Here's what I realized. Usually the person that's working 60 to 70 hours a week I've already realized that they're making some pretty good money. That's why they're sacrificing that. But everybody is open to an opportunity. Here's one thing I want everybody to write down. This is my go-to line no matter what I'm doing, and I'll explain this a little bit later on throughout the presentation. But this might be a shot in the dark. Do you keep your income options open? That's one of my go-to lines. If you're working a full-time job, you don't need to go out and recruit. You recruit while you're out. Does that make sense? You go take your lunch at the mall, the park, etc. Listen, people overcomplicate this. Keep it simple. That just sounds weird. I'm going to go out to recruit people today, babe. I'll see you later. No. How about when you're out, you just share what you're doing with people that you see? How about you be nice to somebody and say, hey, open the door for somebody. Hey, thank you. They open the door for you. Thank you. The person who's serving you. Thank you. By the way, there's all these different ways that you could get into it. I'm going to break some of them down in examples in just a little bit. So I don't want to get too much into that, right? So here, again, just going off of what I was telling you earlier, the mindset of a 40-hour worker, working 9 to 5 at your job, then you got to get them into this mindset, right? Most people are working 9 to 5 on their job, and then they want to go home and do whatever. But this is what I tell people. If you dedicate 40 hours per week, right, to someone else getting rich, to making somebody else's dreams come true, to fulfilling somebody else's why wouldn't you work 20 hours per week on yourself, right? If you're working 40 hours a week to help somebody else fulfill their dreams and their whys and live the life that they want to live, why wouldn't you dedicate 20 hours a week to making your whys a reality, to making your dreams a reality? And same thing goes for the mindset of a 60-plus worker, right? They're already used to double sacrifice. They're already used to sacrificing a little bit more time away from the family, a little bit more time away from the hobbies. They're already used to that. And the reason why I say they're used to that is because they're already working 60, 80 hours a week. They're the ones who are probably going to work while the family's sleeping, getting home while the family's asleep. See, I was that guy who was working 60 to 80 hours a week before I built my last company. And I want you to understand something. We broke the comp plan 3 times where they had to rewrite it within the first 3 months of joining their business. Here's why. Because of my mindset. I realized that if I was going to work and my name wasn't on the building of the building I was walking into, I was making that person's whys, dreams, everything else come true, whoever's name was on that building. And I said, if I'm going to do that for them, I'm going to do it for me. I'm going to dedicate 20 hours a week minimum. Minimum. Understand that's minimum. And here's one thing that you'll find out about me. I never make my minimums my maximums. I hope you got that. So if I said I was going to work 20 hours a week and that was the minimum, I never did that. I was always 30 extra hours. I don't care if I was up at midnight sending out stuff on Facebook. I wasn't bothering people because they're going to read it when they're awake. I didn't care if I was sending out something at 2 in the morning on Instagram because they're going to read it when they're awake, when they want to read it. But I was always finding time to share my business with people. Okay? Here we go. So work at your business while working your job. Now that we've discovered there's two types of workers, here's what I want you to understand. I treat the 40-hour workers the same as the 60-hour week as the workers. I'm always talking to someone when I'm out. Guys, listen, when you go out to a restaurant, you should be talking to the waiter. You should either take a picture of your receipt, find an icebreaker is what I call it, to pitch them, to share them, to explain to them what you're doing, right? Don't go out to recruit while you're out. Give them a compliment. Like, look, if you're at the shoe place, right? If you're at a Foot Locker, Champ Sporting Goods, whatever, and you're buying something, hey man, you must own the joint because you helped me. Don't put you took my order, right? You helped me like a boss. You knew where everything's at. You knew how to handle everything, right? You're going to say that to the person just to get them to smile, just to break the ice, just to get the conversation going. They're going to laugh. No, I'm serious. You helped me like nobody else has helped me. You must own this joint. No, I don't own it. Hey, well, listen, I'm in a hurry. I know you're in a hurry. Check this out. This might be a shot in the dark, but do you keep your income options open? Or, hey, I'm expanding my business in this area. You know, I don't have time to talk right now. I know you're working here at the shoe place, helping other people, and I got to go. So let me ask you, do you keep your income options open? However you want to say it, but you lead the conversation. You got to take control. And the easiest way to get in the conversation is paying somebody a compliment. Once you pay them a compliment, it's golden. I go out to a restaurant. Hey, you gave me some of the best service that I've ever had. Let me ask you, do you keep your income options open? Simple, right? Very, very simple. Once they say, yes, I always go to this, great. Here's what I'm going to do. Since you're working and I'm going to send you a text message, right? I'm going to send you a text message with my first and last name. If you're serious about making some extra money, message me when you get off work. Listen, I'm not going to try to pique somebody's interest. I'm not going to try to sell them right then and there. I'm not. I take that back. I already piqued their interest. I'm not going to try to sell them the dream there. I'm not going to try to show them the presentation there. I'm not going to try to explain the business while I'm there. I'm not going to talk about, well, you see, we're in this company where we trade Forex and, you know, you have the opportunity to make money by using the services. Let me ask you, do you know what the Forex is? No, I'm not going to go over any of that with them. Anything like that. I'm just going to simply tell them, great. I'm going to get your number. I'm going to send you a text right now. It's going to have my first and last name. If you're serious about making some money, give me a text message when you get off work. Same thing when I'm out to dinner. Hey, let me take a picture of the receipt. The people always give me the Scooby-Doo look. They look at me like, what are you talking about? I say, you want to know why, right? Well, and I get into it. I get to write off some of this stuff, you know. But, hey, that doesn't matter. This might be a shot in the dark. Do you keep your income options open? You provided me some of the best service I've ever had. Do you keep your income options open? It doesn't matter where you're at. Lead with the compliment. Follow the process. It's simple, 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 simple. Listen, this is cold marketing, recruiting. This is how to be a how to be a recruiter, cold marketing ninja, right? Your warm market, people should trust you. You should be able to open a conversation and just talk with them. But the part when I've seen over the last 10 years is people struggle on cold market. How do I go out and get new leads? How do I go out and talk to new people? I'm just going to share on social media. Social media does work, yes. But is it the end all be all? No. You still got to be willing to go out and talk to people while you're out working, right? You can't be an undercover IM Academy agent, right? Could you imagine the barber that didn't talk to nobody or didn't want to see nobody or just never shared his business with anybody? Probably wouldn't have a lot of clients, right? Here's one thing that one of my mentors used to always say to me. Never take a day off from being a champion. Success in this business isn't for the chosen few. It's for the few that chose. Think about that. The success is no respecter of person, race, your sex, anything like that. Success is a rewarder of those that put in the work. If you put in the work, you're going to have success, period, in the story. If you do what others are unwilling to do, you will have what others will never be able to enjoy, right? Think about that. If you're willing to do what others aren't, you're going to be able to do what they're not able to do. It's as simple as that. A lot of people aren't willing to work a little bit more. A lot of people aren't willing to share a service with some people. A lot of people are okay with being just okay. They expect things to change without changing anything. It's not going to happen, right? It's just not going to happen. Here's the mentality you got to have. You got to have a prospecting mindset. Millionaires become millionaires because they always have their business hats on. Think about that. They're always walking around with their business hats on. They're always thinking of the next opportunity. How can they share their opportunity with somebody? Where is the next window of opportunity going to open at? Doesn't matter if they're walking through the mall. Doesn't matter if they're car shopping. Doesn't matter if they're out at a baseball game. They have their business hats on all the time. Why? Because a good marketer sees the world from a totally different perspective and uses that to his or her advantage. Think about that. You and I could go out to the mall. You could go out there to go shopping. I could go out there to go buy some sneakers too. But we're going to do things totally different because I'm going to look at people and try to recruit them. I'm going to look at people for an opportunity. I'm going to look at people where I can share the vision of what we're doing with them. Opportunities all around us everywhere. That's why it is so important to always have a prospecting mindset. Again, this is separate from the income that you're going to get from just simply using the service, right? You don't have to recruit with people. You don't have to share this with people. But I'll tell you this, there are people in this company right now that are making $500,000 a month because they have this mentality. There's people in this company that are making $250,000 a month because they have this mindset. More than 10 people in this company that are making over $100K a month by simply having this mentality. This is their mindset. They're always looking for an opportunity to share their opportunity. They have the rule of what I call 10 in play. Here's what that means. You always have 10 people in play, 10 people that are on your warm bucket list, 10 people that you're following up. Once you close one or once one tells you no, if they tell you no, then you replace it with somebody else. You always in this type of business want to have 10 in play. Always, always, always. If I were you, I would be taking notes. Listen, whenever you're on these webinars, whenever you're on these calls, does not matter. You want to have a pen and paper and you want to take some copious notes. You want to learn with the intent to teach this to your downline. You want to learn with the intent that you can share this with your people, with your team. Because listen, a highly trained team is going to be a highly paid team. That's the way this works. It's a push and pull business. The more you could have people duplicating a system like this, the more money you and your team is going to achieve. It's as simple as that. Now, think about this. The scarcity mentality versus the abundance mentality. This is what I tell people. Some will, some won't, so what? Right? Who's next? Tell me yes, tell me no, tell me quick, I got to go. That's the way it is. You're always staying in zone one. Always, always. That's why you have the 10 in play rule. Recruiting should be an answer for all your problems in this business. You're not making enough money, go out and recruit some more people. You don't live where you want to live, go out and recruit some more people. You're not driving the car you want to drive, go out and recruit some more people. Right? That should be the answer to everything, especially if you're taking this business serious. Now, if you're not taking this business serious, don't worry about it. Treat it as a hobby, and it'll pay you like a hobby. But if you treat it like a multi-million-dollar business, which it is, it's going to pay you like a multi-million-dollar business. A.L. Williams is the one who said recruiting should be the answer for all your problems in this business. That's huge. 3 rules to building. Exposure is everything. Exposure is everything. You can't get to step 2 without exposure. You can't get to follow up without exposure. You can't get people in your organization without exposure. You can't receive a residual income without exposing some people to your business. Then the fortune is in the follow-up, and it's immediate follow-up. Think about that. That's why the 10 in play is so critical. That's why there's always 10 in play, because some are going to say no. Boom. Let's say 2 say no. You still have 8. You got to go out and expose 2 more people so they get on your 10 in play. And you keep following. Maybe 3 said yes. Now you got to go expose more people because you got to have 10 in play. 10 in play is the rule. Here's the thing. You're not wanting to work with everybody, right? You want to work with the willing. You want to identify the runners that are in your organization. You want to identify the people that are taking this business serious. You want to identify the people that are willing to do what it takes to get whatever it is they're looking to get, whatever they're trying to achieve. Winning is a habit. Unfortunately, so is losing. Vince Lombardi said that, right? Because listen, just because you're doing things just because you're taking action doesn't mean you're going to win. You got to do the right system over and over and over and over and over again in order to create winning habits. Here's one of the systems that we used all the time. I still use this system. I got it back out because I'm getting ready to go on a big run here. And this is a system that I highly tell everybody they should all be using it. It's called the PS3. You're going to pique people's interest, right? Again, expose. It's a simple invite. Breaking the ice. You're just going to pique their interest. You're never going to show the plan without somebody being there. You're never going to show the plan without using your upline's help. That's why they got you in this business. They're here to help you out. It's a push and pull business. You're going to push them to the next rank. They're going to pull you up. You're going to show the plan with a third party, and we'll break that down in a little bit. You're going to three-way call them with an expert, which is an upline. It could be a downline. I use my downline. The person on the other end that you're recruiting has no idea if they're your upline or downline. They don't know any of that. So it doesn't matter. You just want to use a third party, and you want to edify them like they're the boss. And here's why. The more you edify, the less that you have to close at the end of that phone call. The more you edify the person who's going to help you close these people, the less you have to close them at the end of the phone call, the end of the meeting, the end of the meet and greet, whatever you want to call it. This is an example of you. You're going to edify the expert. The expert's going to, pay respect to the prospect. You're going to trust the prospect, but you don't give them as much respect. And it shouldn't be respect. You shouldn't edify the prospect more than you edify the expert. The expert is the most important person on that call, in that meeting. He is the person, she is the person that you want to edify the most. And then the expert's going to respect the prospect, but then at the same time, the expert, if they're doing it right, is going to edify you. Because then the prospect thinks, well, man, Johnny edified the expert like he was the person that I got to get in business with. The expert edified Johnny the same way. I need to hurry up and grab my spot with Johnny before he just passes me up. That's the way the game is played, ladies and gentlemen. That's the way you're going to – and when you duplicate this, 10 levels deep, 100 levels wide, that's when you're going to build a residual income that looks like what people make in a year, and you're going to be making that weekly. But you got to have a system that is duplicatable. You got to have a system that everybody in the organization can follow. And we're going to be doing these calls on Thursdays all the time. We're starting to do this more often, same time, same place. So we're going to do different things all the time. So this one was the recruiting mastery. Next one might be the 8-point system. The one after that might be how to build your business while working the job, and we'll break that down a little bit more. There's so many different ones that we have. Some are going to be 10 minutes. Some are going to be 30 minutes. Some are going to be 40. It doesn't matter. But the more you have a system, the more you are educated, the more you feel that you could go out, the more success you're going to have. And you want to get people on these calls. You want to think about this. Right now, if you're the only one that is on your team that's on this call, then you're the only one hearing this. But next week, if you have 2 people, that are on your team that are helping contribute to your income, and they get this knowledge, now they go out and share more, your business is going to grow. So you want to get as many people to this call. You want to get as many eyeballs on their computer screens, on their phones. We call it get butts in seats, eyes on phones or computers, and ears open. That's what we get paid for. Okay? Simple invites. I have something important I need to show / run by you. I need to show you. I need to run by you. These are more like war market people. I got something I need to show you. It'll take like 15 minutes. I got something I want to show you. This may or may not be for you. Complexity is the enemy of execution. Tony Robbins said that. Why? Because he wants you to keep it simple. This doesn't have to be overcomplicated. You don't got to be a rocket scientist to figure out how to build this business. You don't have to be the most educated person to build this business. You got to be a person that's willing to work. If you're willing to work, you're going to be able to do great things here. Invite, John, what are you doing on this date, whatever it is, what are you doing Monday at 6 o'clock? That's more important than you learning how to make blank dollars. Think about that. If I was recruiting somebody, hey, Johnny, what are you doing Thursday? I don't know what time it is where you're at, but it's 12 o'clock here. What are you doing Thursday at 12 o'clock? That's more important than you learning how to make an extra $2,000 a week, right? Who knows what they're going to say? Most of them are going to say nothing. Great. Let me get you this information to jump on this Zoom. Sarah, if 20 years ago you knew what you now know about Starbucks and had the opportunity to invest, would you have invested? The answer is yes. Great. Let me send you some info so you can take a look at it. Listen, when I send that text out that I was telling you guys at the very beginning, I send a text out to the people and then they respond when they get off work. Here's what I send them back. What is I am? It's a video. Piques their interest. Then I follow up with them right when the video's done. I follow up with them, call them up. Hey, what was your favorite part? Look at the answer's always yes. Here you go. Awesome. I have something bigger than Starbucks. Recruiting should be the answer to all your problems in this business. Now, we already know that A.L. Williams said that, but listen, if I could show you a way to put an extra $1 to $2K a month in your pocket, part-time, would that be worth 30 minutes of your time? Opening conversation. Honestly, answer the question. Think about this. Triple what was your W-2 or 1099 this past year. Now imagine that money was coming in every month, whether you went to work or not. Think about that. If I told somebody that, honestly, right now, all of you, think about what your W-2, if you were 1099, what was your 1099 this past year? Now imagine that money coming in on a monthly basis. What would your life look like? What would you do with your free time? Think about this. The dictionary is the only place where success comes before working. Now listen, I love this right here. If I could, would you? Are you serious? Are you kidding? Are you really wanting to do this? Or are you just playing around? Are your income options really open? Or are you just joking? Right? Let me ask you a serious question. If this is to networkers, other people that are in the business, let me ask you a serious question. Are you recruitable? Are you open to other opportunities? Are you married to your company? Invite them to all special trainings, right? Learn and apply in their business. Now listen, here. After a meeting of any kind, if you're in a home meeting, stay seated, ask proper questions to your prospect. Use the upline for third party. What did you like best? You notice when I follow up with the people, I said, what did you like best? I don't say, hey, what do you think? No, never give them that. What do you think? Oh, you know what? Well, I think this just isn't for me. No, what did you like best? Everybody's going to have a part that they like best. Great. And guess what? Whatever part they say they like best, that's happens to be the part that I like the best too. Oh, I love that your service has the ability to make me money. You know what? That was my favorite part too. I absolutely love the part. Oh, I love the part that if I share this with people, I can build some income on the side. Oh, you know what? That's my favorite part too, right? Did you see a way for you to make money with us? Objections. I'm glad you said that. This business is specifically designed for people like that. So when somebody tells me, hey, you know what? I just don't see, I'm just not a good salesman. I'm so glad you said that. This business, this opportunity, this service was built specifically for people that feel that they are not good salespeople. Here's why, and you get into it, right? I thought I was the only person that felt that way. You know what, Johnny? I thought I was the only person that felt the way you're feeling right now. But what I found out, feel, felt, found, right? I always feel, felt, found. Now listen, what I come to find out is that this business is specifically designed for people that feel the exact same way. Here's why. Look at, you want to be relatable with people, right? You want to be relatable with people. You want to be able to answer them with truth, with honesty. You got to not think about what you guys are doing. You got to know what to say, how to say it. The only way to do that is by getting on these trainings all the time, to be educated so you know exactly how to go out and share the business with people. The last thing you're going to do, Amin, is always, we call it the ABCs, ask for the sales. Ask for the sale, get the cash. GTC, get the cash, get the card, get the check, whatever it is, get the crypto. Get the money. Close the deal, right? Now, launch the new person properly. How are you going to do that, right? Schedule their first PBR, which is the private business reception. It could be at their home, could be at a Starbucks, could be wherever. You're going to schedule that right away. You're going to taproot, dig 5 to 7 levels deep, find the eagles, run with the runners, work with the eagles. That's what you want to do in this business. Okay? Really, that's all I want to go over tonight. What I wanted to share with you guys, listen, this business isn't hard. This business is not something that you guys have to overthink, overcomplicate. All you got to simply do is share this with people. The more you share, the more success they're going to have. You're going to have. Okay? That literally is all you have to do. With that being said, Roger, I want to thank you guys for having me on this call. I was trying to go back to the video, but take it off my desktop, but I can't figure out how to do that correctly. So I'm going to turn it back over to you. I just wanted to thank you guys, and make sure we are promoting